Power Project family, how's it going? Now, a lot of you guys are lifters, athletes. You're serious about the gym, and we are too. And that's why we've been using Slingshot products for years, all right? You have the original Slingshot, obviously the glittery pink hip circle, which is my personal favorite. But if you don't like that, then you have the normal hip circle that's used to warm up the hips. But on the website, they have tons of equipment, knee sleeves, elbow sleeves, the gangster wraps right there. So you need to go check them out. And Andrew, can you tell them more about it?
Yes, that's over at markbellslingshot.com, and at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject10 to save 10% off your entire order. Links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes.
We've been getting into a lot of movement stuff over time. And I think one of the biggest things is, as you age, how can you make variable movement, part of your habits, so that as you get older, you have access to ranges of motion. Some people choose to go to yoga. Some people choose to go to Pilates. Running in and of itself is a form of movement that's unique, that I think it's great that we're all doing and we should do. Striking also. Mm-hmm. But I think jiu-jitsu is really cool, and it's a really cool thing not to just do for self-defense and for a short amount of time, but it's a cool thing to be able to do forever, just because you get into so many different types of positions that you're not going to typically do in the gym. Like, you can crawl and you can stretch and you can do these things, but there's so many ranges of motion that you won't get into, and things you just won't do other than probably when you're grappling with another person. And if you do it safely, you're not the fucking ADCC weekend warrior, right? But if you do it safely, you can go train, you can go spar, and you can go home unscathed. It's just, I think one aspect is choosing your training partners wisely. That's why it's really awesome at Cassio's school. He doesn't let white belts roll with white belts, because the person who's probably going to get you injured is the person who doesn't know what they're doing. And who is that? It's the white belt. I've injured a few people as a white belt. I'm not proud of that, but it did happen because I was inexperienced.
Mm-hmm. The same thing used to happen in pro wrestling. We would call it being green. The guys that were new, they're trying to prove a point. They're trying to show how high they can jump. They're trying to show how good they are at these movements, and these they're trying to be spectacular for the scouts and the agents, and they're trying to get called up to the WWE, and it's going to be at your expense, and they're going to fuck you up somehow. Mm-hmm. And so that was always like, at least in that profession, you could give the guy what they would call a receipt. So you just hit the guy really hard, basically, and the guy would be like, "What the fuck?" Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, dude, calm the fuck down. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. And you can kind of rein things back in. And there was a hierarchy too. Like, if Nsima's new and he and I are working together, and I've been wrestling for longer, he's not really allowed to beat my ass, even though he could. You know what I mean? Like, he's not allowed to just, like, if I clock him because he's green, he's not allowed to just knock me out. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they've had situations like that happen before, but they usually just boot your ass out of there. They don't tolerate that.
Yeah,
kind of
there's
stuff.
like a pecking order, right?
Yeah. But this is the unique thing that actually does happen. And for anybody in the audience, a lot of you guys strength train. So maybe you got some good muscle on you. You look good, right? You look strong. Mm-hmm. Well, when you go into a new jiu-jitsu gym, there will be a few people who are like, oh, that guy's strong. Let me see what
I've seen this guy before, and that's the guy who stuffed me in my fucking locker.
Yeah,
that's the guy who gave me a wedgie and hooked me up on the doorway.
He's the reason why I'm here.
Yeah. They get all their high school anger out on you. I think you've been experiencing this. I've experienced it when I was a white belt, because when they see somebody like Andrew, you're built, like you're 180 something pounds, you're built, you move well. So, and it happened to me, like there'd be some blue belts or some purple belts I'd roll with, and I'm like, I'm trying to learn. And they'd be like, let's learn. And they would fuck me raw.
That bicep vein don't mean shit around here.
They would destroy me. And every time after the roll, it's like, okay, well, all right, what do we do here? You know what I mean? I enjoyed it because personally, like, I was looking at it from an athletic point of view. But that's where, if you're trying to do jiu-jitsu and you want to do it as a hobby and you're slowly trying to get better, and you are a strength athlete, number one, when you go in, don't be super crazy aggressive Cobra Kai fucker. Don't do that. Don't be that motherfucker.
What's it, Eagle Fang?
Don't be that dude. Be someone who's good to roll with. But also choose your training partners wisely, because if you choose the person, number one, you have to communicate with them, say, hey, I'm trying to learn here. Let's kind of flow a little bit. But if this is a person where you've told them that multiple times and they still come at you like it's Cobra Kai, just don't roll with that fucker. Don't.
Yeah, they're
They'll get you injured.
all pro, all mat team, like open mat team, or they only go pro and open mats.
Yo.
Yeah.
Is it cool to be like super chill, or is that too much? Like can you just be like, could I go in and be like, hey man, like I'm new, I want to really learn this slowly, and I'm there for 6 months. And you guys are like, come on, bro. Like, you should kind of move a little faster now. But what if I still want to move slow? Is that okay or not really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. But that's where the school environment is important, right? There are some schools where it's like
you can literally take your time. You can go at your own pace.
You
No one's
can.
going to sweat it. You might be like, oh, I want a stronger roll, so I'm going to roll with somebody else because that guy, he's kind of taking his time, so you can pick and choose.
And that's where rolling with upper belts, purple, brown, and black belts is really good because they're not going to really, if you're a white belt, upper belts are not going to try to like fuck you up unless you're like really looking to make progress and they're doing things to teach you, right? But if you're like, I do want to kind of take this slow, they'll be slower. They'll still tap you a bunch of times, but they'll do it really slowly. And they'll typically do that either way. The ones that you got to be careful with are the new fresh blue belts that see that nice strong white belt that came into the gym a few weeks ago and they want to see what the fuck can I do. They kind of want to get revenge because have all this pent up rage where they're like, I was you and I was getting fucked up.
I was
Now I'ma do
mistreated.
it. Yeah. But no, seriously, you can do that. You can progress slowly.
That's good for new people
that's
to
smart.
know. You can take your time.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, go ahead and comment down below and let us know what you liked about it. All right. Share this with a friend. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, we are on Reddit and Discord. All that's down below. All our sponsors and everyone that supports us down below there too. So you can get whatever you like from us. All right. Peace.